Are you serious? Are you serious? Are we making enemies that we can't afford? Why are we poking the eye of the bear? Why are we continuing to poke the eye of the bear? Folks, again, President Barack Obama has already put a lot of sanctions and pressure on Vladimir Putin and Russia that really is getting to the point it's very troublesome. I understand there's some differences, but you cannot continue to put somebody in a corner and get them, and then when you get them down, just put more pressure on them. What do you want him to do? Okay, I mean, to be honest with you, what do you want Putin to do, or how do you expect him to react? This is a dangerous situation. Now, Congress has now jumped in the act. Congress has just now passed a bill called the Ukraine Freedom Support Act of 2014. The Ukraine Freedom Support Act of 2014. They have just put more sanctions on Russia. I'm just saying, I'm all for, Russia's invasion of Crimea to me, and how they annexed it, they strong-armed it, and their support of the pro-Russian rebel separatists in Ukraine, I think, has overstepped their boundaries some. But I do realize that eastern Ukraine is filled with Russian-speaking people, okay? I also know that there was a lot of corruption. There was a lot of corruption in the Ukraine government. There's no question. And maybe now, this new government with Poroshenko might be trying to get that turned around. Okay, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now. But here's what took place. In a vote in a House bill, H.R. 5859, and the Senate legislation, S. 2828, here's what the Congress is put on the table and waiting signature by the President of the United States. The measures sanction Russia, weapons exports, and oil production imports, and financial institutions which facilitate such transactions. And also, they're going to target Gazprom if it is withholding significant gas supplies from specific states, provide money to strengthen democratic institutions and political and civil society organizations in Russia. So they're going to send money and support any groups in Russia that would basically want to rise up and put pressure on Putin, or even, maybe even overthrow him. They're going to strengthen those groups and send money to those civil society organizations, bar lifting the sanctions so long as Moscow supports groups undermining the peace, the security, the stability, the sovereignty, or territorial integrity of Ukraine. And they will boost the financial transfers to Kiev, order U.S. officials to work with Ukrainian officials to solve such problems as electricity and fuel shortages, authorize weapon transfers to Kiev, and increase funds for government Russian language broadcasting services. So it appears that Congress now is determined to turn Russia into a full-fledged adversary. Now, I'm just saying, some sanctions, you've already kicked Putin and Russia out of the G8, now they're the G7. And every European Union nation is already putting their own sanctions on Russia. You can put a superpower as big as Russia in a box, wound it, cripple its ruble. Oil prices have dropped that are destroying its economy, put sanctions on. Even food suppliers are now starting to withhold shipments. And not expect the bear to come out of the cage. A wounded bear? Cornered? Are you serious? So I'm saying, this might be why Bible prophecy talks about how Russia plays a major role, especially in Ezekiel 38. And if you'll begin to see now, this isolationism, and what they're doing is they're isolating. Instead of Russia going into an isolation foreign policy, it's America and the EU isolating Russia. And this has been relentless. Now we know that Obama and Putin have never got along from the day one. But now it's going to get very cold. It's going to get very cold. And I expect the bear to retaliate. And I'm telling you, you can only put people in a corner so long. You have to give them air to get up. You have to give them hope. And it's let's just continue. And let's just continue to watch and see what happens. We need to really pray, because this could be a very explosive situation here. As people start getting desperate things usually happen. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. We're going to continue to pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ in Russia that are very good Christian people who are just caught in the melee, if you will, between these world powers, these principalities that are working in high levels. Pray one for another. Jesus is coming soon, and the Bible prophecy are pointing toward his return. Are you saved? Time is running out.